Hello everyone, my name is Ian, or Platy the Sunshine Platypus, and this is Sunshine Musings with some thoughts on our recent times. First of all, I want to say happy 420. Nice to celebrate such a sacred plant medicine that's helped so many people, from people dealing with traumas to opening minds and really contributing to the arts and the music of our culture and being so widespread. It's been a medicine that's had some challenging times as it's been allowed to be used or not, as the case may be, and yet still having so many people and cultures around the world finding the help and the healing that it can offer in so many ways. So thank you, much gratitude to this plant and all of those that are helping to bring this to the collective and to share it and all of its good properties. I want to send lots of love, especially out to my close friends Eric and Megan. They are up in San Luis Obispo with Mom's Organic Market. If you have a chance, stop by and say hey and see what they've got. They have been really amazing examples of bringing such a positive bridge and connection with cannabis to people of all walks of life in a very, not only safe way, but even more than that, in a very loving, caring, and positive way. So thank you, and thanks to everyone else who has been a part of that, and all of it, everyone who has benefited as well, and support. What I would like to talk about in our current times is the eclipse that we are just in, and feelings of what that is like for my own personal journey, and hearing stories and in the collective. It also mimics and mirrors coming from our time of winter and clearing out into spring cleaning, and this shift from the things that no longer serve us, both on a micro and macro level, so personal, internal, either relationships that are no longer serving us and that maybe we're realizing might be a time to let go, or activities, patterns, things that we've done in our life that maybe at one point they served us and they just don't seem to be in alignment currently. And so this opportunity, as we clear these old things out, for things to open up, that's more in alignment with who we currently are, our life's journey and our soul's journey, and to be able to step more into that. With that being said, we are also very much in a time of transition in both of those, from winter to spring, and with this energy of the equinox, light and dark, this concept and this play of, those kind of coming together. And so we're feeling a lot of that. And yeah, you might experience it in many different ways if you are noticing these things. Definitely let me know how, if you are feeling it and if you resonate. That's one of how I get these things to be able to share, is I kind of feel in for myself, dropping in with nature and solitude, which has been also interesting in these times. It's felt really full, so having a bit of a challenge, I felt, finding that time of solitude to just ground in. And so how do we find that time? How do we make that time? I think it's very important to take this time in self-care and grounding, however we might do that. And maybe it's not planning any more things, things that don't need to be in our schedules right now, to just put them on pause. And I'm finding from my own experience and story that is also around these things that I'm really excited about, of where I'm pushing into more of my path and my soul's journey, and what really excites me and enlivens me is that, yes, that is coming. We are moving into that. The pendulum is swinging in that direction, and as it swings more and more in that way, these things are going to come easier and more effortlessly as we move into that time. And in the meantime, patience. These things, even doing this video, this is normally I just do, the first one recording, and I've had 3 or 4 different little technical challenges of doing this in this experience. And so it's this question of how much energy am I putting in, how much am I pushing, and as a wise elder just shared with me a few days ago, good new friend, are we moving in with force, or are we moving in with grace? And again, just kind of finding that flow and that balance where we're kind of letting go of this need for things to be a certain way, or to use our force and control to have an effect on our surroundings or our relationships, and rather shift into moving in grace and flow, so that these things that are in natural alignment can align, and trusting that we don't necessarily need to know how it's going to happen or what that's going to look like, that we can just trust that we can feel, and using our emotions as our compass, if we're on our path or not, because we can feel that. And allowing just, if something falls into that, then great, we can delve and go along with that. And if it doesn't, maybe that's something to let go. And with the letting go, and I've shared before about this feedback that the universe has been offering us, being much more powerful lately, and for a while now, and more immediate. So we can continue to follow old patterns that might no longer be serving us, but we might also feel it a lot more, like, yeah, you could do that, but I don't know if you really want to. It's not so comfortable. So yeah, I think that, again, just to know that we're not alone. We're all on our own individual journey, and we're also in this collective journey together. So we are still feeling a lot of the same energies, feeling the same, winter ending, spring coming, and just knowing that we're not alone, and that we can just take us time to ground inside. Smoke is in my eyes, which, by the way, beautiful, lovely fire I'm getting to experience here in this chimenea. And so, yes, that we can just maybe take this time to be with what is, slow down, ground, relax, take a breath, all these things, and just know that everything is coming. And that's what I find really exciting, is just the possibilities, and I've been already seeing them happen and shift in people. And getting back to what I was going to say about, getting feedback and response from you if you resonate with these ideas and these feelings, and hey, yeah, I've been feeling this lately, and some people say to me, I couldn't quite put words on it, but now that you say that, yeah, I'm feeling that too. So all this feedback is really helpful, both for me, but then also that I can reflect that back to you, because these things, they're just coming in for me in nature and solitude, and I don't know. I don't claim to have all the answers here. I'm asking the questions and seeing what comes, and I encourage you to do the same for yourself. Get curious, inquire, and then when we share that, and this is the part where sharing with me, I get that kind of feedback loop, like, oh yeah, you're feeling something similar, like, and then we connect and you share your experience and I share mine, and we're like, oh yeah, like, yes, we're have our own unique expressions or experiences of this, and there's common threads, there's commonality amongst our stories together. And so along with that, I invite you, as well, to share with me, as I'm only one person, is to share with, your friends, your family, what's going on for you. Just one question that I love in a positive light is, what is current excitement in your life? What has you alive and feeling good? And, that's a great prompt in general, but also to share the whole embodiment of all the different emotions, the challenges, everything else, because then again, we can find others that resonate and like, oh yeah, I get it, and I think that that's part of what brings us back to connection with each other and then with ourselves, because we get that feedback loop and that affirmation of like, oh yeah, I thought I was feeling that, but I wasn't quite sure. Oh, this person also felt that. Okay, it's not just me. Anyways, I think that I will... Oh, one other thing that I wanted to share is part of the feedback too is I really love hearing and finding out all different perspectives from different places and seeing where they align, and this is different cultures, different spiritual beliefs, everything else. And one that I'd like to bring in that seemed prevalent of our current times and the equinox and the winter to spring is a friend and good, amazing healer that I know was sharing. I was asking him about how this was seen in Chinese times and traditional Chinese medicine and culture and such. And we are coming out of the water bear and moving into the fire dragon, which just from those alone says kind of a big shift, and so a big transition. And it was interesting because he was sharing that it was going from water, which I thought one might normally think of kind of a fluid flowing, like, gentle kind of thing, but this was more of a time of like water spritzing us constantly in the face, and this kind of being that for a lot, the winter, for a lot of us, that's been quite different. In my case, very wet. And so this, again, literal spritz constantly in the face that was kind of distracting us a little bit, or taking our focus from really stepping fully into alignment with our life's passions and going forward in that way, which again also, fits in with a time of hibernation, maybe in a more active, extreme way, but winter and hibernating and just kind of slowing down a bit. And moving now into the fire dragons, so a time, that it's the fire energy, and it just is much more of like young energy that is going to move things forward. So yeah, again, it's just really refreshing and beautiful and nice to hear these different ways from different places, and how these thoughts, stories, understandings align. And for me, it really gives me confirmation that multiple people are feeling similar things, and that there's something to it. So yeah, overall, to say, it has felt quite full in life, and I'm looking for those times of quiet to reflect and just chill. And it's also very exciting to know that we are in a major time of transition. I mean, for our world on the bigger picture, and then all these things shifting forward in a really positive way, and just seeing, our collective conscious rising as well is really beautiful. And just, I'm excited about where we're going. So thank you for connecting in, and please feel free to share anything, and hope to see you next time. Sending you lots of love and light and laughter.